All right, guys, we got another video today, and this one is gonna be a doozy. Oh, get ready.
I just wanted to say that there's this saying, "Don't be so open minded that your brain falls out." Like one of the things I'm afraid of with AI is
Dang, that's deep.
because it looks so real. We're gonna become so desensitized that we'll think real things are fake, right? So in our skepticism about data, about information, like we also have to be willing to acknowledge some very uncomfortable truths. Like some of that stuff is true, right? Some of that stuff, like we're talking about with black fathers not being involved, the data shows that that is absolutely not true. But there is some data that shows, kind of like he brought up, that we're trending in very, very bad territory. And I think Slim, your son is a really good case study. What I'm concerned about, what I think is a
I like him. He's very balanced and nuanced. I can appreciate that.
interesting conversation is that um, general
Shout out to you, brother. You the type. I can tell in it's only been 10 seconds. I can already tell you the type of people I like to talk to.
really speaking, not even just in our community, but men and women now are more polarized than ever before. Politically, ideologically, women don't want to have children. Men want to have children. They polled some Gen Z kids, and having kids was like top three for the boys, and it was bottom three for the girls. Right. So when we're talking about like what is our future going to be, we have to look at these things honestly. And unfortunately, I think a lot of boys, my little brother's age, your son's age, are disillusioned with women in general. And unfortunately, particularly our women, right? Like we talk a lot about how women often want conflicting, contradictory things. Um, but they project that on these boys as well. So a lot of the women he's going to encounter when he is ready for them, right? He's been optimizing to be successful. He's not necessarily going to have the rough around the edges that a lot of women prioritize, right?
He's cooking. He's cooking. He's cooking because the traits that women choose, and it's always been a conflict with me because look, just a moment of transparency. I was one of those guys that actually listened to what women said that they wanted, and so I tried to. I won't say adopt myself, but I tried to take that into consideration with the way that I've dealt with women. So again, I don't give relationship advice. I don't talk about that. I comment on people who do. You know what I mean? I talk about people who give relationship advice. I don't talk about relationship advice, nor do I give it. What I'm saying is that I was one of those guys who listened to what women said they wanted. And then as I got older, ended up disillusioned because what women said that they wanted wasn't who they were ending up with. It wasn't who they were dealing with. Wasn't who they were choosing. So there's a conundrum right here. And so if a guy doesn't have the people around him, or if he's not one of those select guys that get the privilege of being who women want, you're going to run into this conundrum where the guy that women say they want is not the guy who they're dealing with. And the guy that they're dealing with is the guy that they complain about, but they're dealing with them. So, I mean, what he's saying is valid, man.
He's not necessarily going to have the experience navigating danger or turmoil that a lot of people put a premium on, right? So, unfortunately, like even when I watch Pop the Balloon,
the science of bad boys. That's what I was thinking of. That's the overall point. It's the science of bad boys. The science of why women are attracted to bad boys. Why they like the thugs, why they like pookies, why they like the greasers, why, it's not just black women, it's women in certain women in general, are attracted to the danger, the mystery, but it's also that wanting to feel protected. You know what I mean? It's really, it's just a primal instinct for humans. I mean, if we just really be honest.
I'm like, yo, they just popped this man's balloon into the arms of a white woman. Right? We are deprioritizing, and we've been doing this for a while. We're deprioritizing.
Ain't nobody gonna catch that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for stopping it so much, but dude is cooking.
Prioritizing the most productive versions of masculinity in our community, and we continue to champion degenerate ideas of masculinity simply because they're entertaining or simply because they are interesting to us. And I think that falls squarely in the female delegations camp. And I'm interested to see like how women think about how they can optimize for the better futures that we all want.
I'm thinking.
Now you see how he was able to give his speech without that long soliloquy and using these overly big words like that six dude from that fatty panel, the fatty panel. No, I'm just kidding. The fatty panel. Look, I'm telling you, man. Like you don't have to do all that, man. That's what I'm saying. I don't like dudes like that. You can be smart and be normal, and that's what this guy just showed. He's very intelligent and he's very nuanced and balanced. I mean, nobody can really have any real gripes with what he said, but
if our ancestors were to see the family construct as it is now, I'm pretty sure, like talking to them, their advice would be, we need to start beating our women again. Listen, you can use that smart talk rhetoric. I got to be real. We got to start whooping their ass again. That just has to happen, bro. Because there's no way to make a woman in 2025 listen. What I'm gonna do to you? Yell louder if you don't. So if we are supposed to be the dominant people in our community, then
hey, we balanced over here. We give you some intelligence and a little bit of degeneracy. No, I'm just kidding. Look, shout out to 2K. That's not a new concept. The concept of domestic discipline is not something that was just recently brought up. I personally remember Kevin Samuels bringing up the concept, and if you go back in history, you can go back all the way to the times of I Love Lucy, where Ricky would turn Lucy over his lap and spank her like a little baby. You know what I mean? And what's that one guy? What is that one guy? That one actor. He's that one actor that smacked his wife or smacked women or white man. You know what I mean? This is not something new. Women like this has been going on. So I mean, the concept of domestic discipline is not something new. Do I think? Am I pro domestic discipline? I don't, to each his own. But I mean, I'm not pro men beating their wives, but that's not what domestic discipline is. So I mean, I already know people might try to take that out of context, but that's not what domestic discipline is. There's a difference between coming home and socking your woman in the face and then versus when she getting a little mouthy, bopping her in the mouth or, you know what I'm saying, like swatting her on the thigh or on the butt or something like that. That's not the same thing. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm just saying. I'm not saying I would do it. I'm not saying I'm for it. I'm just saying that's what it is. You have to present. See, that's the problem. If you, like, a lot of people, when they make these arguments against something, they don't actually understand what it is. So they're arguing from a false or incorrect premise from the get-go. If you want to defeat something, defeat it at its best. That's how you win. I'm just saying. Like, what you'll see is a lot of people, they'll try to straw man people's arguments. But no, if you want to really defeat someone's logic, defeat it at its best. So, yeah, like I said, I mean, you have to really understand what domestic discipline is. 2K is not just talking about, just doing that. It's just talking about consequences. But hey,
what can we do to our women to make them listen? There's no action of recourse right now. We got to get back to whooping the women ass. We got to get back to beating the kids ass. It got to happen. We are coming off of, and I'm gonna give y'all some leniency, women. We are coming. God was the last generation of men was the sorriest group of niggas God ever created. And these are the sorriest group of women God ever created. This is the worst batch of. So until we can get back to whooping some ass, we are our community fucked because there's no way for us to take leadership again. What we gonna do? Out-argue a woman?
So that kind of conversation, that kind of rhetoric right there is why I can't take these type of conversations seriously because it seems so disingenuous. And I don't like using that word, but I've used it before
Okay.
podcasts came around.
I want to rebut
So, hold on. And so I just think that that's one of the reasons why these conversations don't get taken seriously anymore, because it seems like what they call it, rage bait or clickbait or whatever, because that doesn't make any sense. You really think that you're going to have an overall consensus saying, yep, we need to bring back whooping, punching women in their mouth and in their face for them to listen to us? No.
He didn't say we'll have an overall consensus. He just said that maybe we should bring it back. It's just
it's aligned with you. How about you get with a woman that you are aligned with one another? You don't have to yell or scream. You're gonna argue, yeah. I mean, there'll be disagreements, but as far as saying I got to bring back whooping women's tail,
yes,
that's such a
right. But you got to remember that women aren't free. Women were sold. Women are no different than slaves, right? Like
oh
we
my
were.
God, here we go with that nonsense talking about women are no different than slaves. It's not true.
Still are in certain countries. We're exchanged for riches, for cattle. I just went to an African wedding where they're like.
Facts. What'd he say? A slave never had an opinion? Facts.
Part of the ceremony is, what are you going to give me in exchange for my daughter, right? So I get it. Like, I understand your ideology and your rhetoric. Like, we are to you slave, cattle, property, and whatever. And so that makes sense. I mean, if you want to.
Oh my God, that framing is terrible. That framing is terrible. If you understand historical context and you understand history and all that kind of stuff, it's not like, oh, the women were slaves. Now the women didn't have as much free will as they do now, of course. And yes, women were used to broker relationships, and even still to this day, to broker business relationships to all the way from family ties and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, that happened. But, I mean, they're not slaves. They're not slaves. I mean, come on. They're not slaves. I mean, you can call it something different, but I mean, slaves? No, that's an incorrect title.
Pack up a knuckle sandwich for your bookie. Go ahead. Like,
I'm not gonna lie.
You want to knock her head between the wash machine guess what? And then that way you don't have to do anything, right? Like you don't have to think. All you have to do is have a little paycheck. You don't have to show up with nothing besides some weak dick and a paycheck. Right. And you don't have to do anything. You can knock her head between the washing machine, and that's all you need to show up with.
And see, so like
when people challenge you to be more, it's too much for you.
If an ancestor ever heard you talking like that, you would have been got it. All right. So back to your point.
Agreed. Hey, me.
Back to your point. Okay. How can I lead a woman who I can't ridicule, who I can't make who I can't do anything to? How can you lead that?
But why can't you lead somebody without? What's wrong with you that you can't lead without that?
I'm talking to you now, right? I'm talking to you now, right? And you still are disrespecting me by overstepping. So right now, there's no consequence.
Talking. I don't understand what you're saying.
Right?
Sir.
See, this is the problem. There's no consequence.
Even though he is really animated and I mean, it's a really dramatic point, but I'm just saying, I get what he's saying because at the end of the day, women behave differently when they knew that there was consequences. Back in the day, let's just be real. Back in the day, I'm not saying, and look, I hate when people try to frame this idea because every couple wasn't in a domestic violence situation, but it really wasn't nothing for you to bop a woman in the mouth because she was talking too much. You know what I mean? Like that all getting in my face, jumping in my face, punching me, slapping me, all that kind of stuff. No, if you slapped a man back then, you might get slapped back. Women just knew their place better. And so what he's saying is that now, even then, and you can see it on the panel because, like, you know what I mean, women will overtalk. Some of the stuff, I mean, it is disrespectful, and a lot of people wouldn't do it. Like men, we don't do that stuff unless we're just ready for what come with it. You know what I mean? And that just is what it is. Women, they can do that stuff to men because in general, most men are not going to make them pay the cost for it. Most men, if you talk to men a certain type of way, you know that it's going to be a fight or worse. So, I mean, I mean, that's what I'm saying. He has a point. I'm not saying that we should bring back domestic discipline. I'm just saying that maybe it would get different results.
I yell at you, you just gonna yell back. Nothing happens, so you continue your rhetoric.
We're equals.
We're not equal. We are your superior.
On this
Listen,
podcast,
listen. So this is our problem. Our ancestors gonna be like, they what?
I agree.
No.
I don't believe that I'm an equal man.
Stop.
on this podcast,
Y'all don't deserve.
There's
the
no
majority.
No, on the podcast you're equals, but still on a basic level, if you respected men a certain way, and you see it because there are certain women who demonstrate themselves as feminine on panels, you know what I mean? That's not an adequate excuse, because at the end of the day, you got a mirror who never is getting out of pocket with people like that. You got Melanin, she go back and forth with women, but she don't go back and forth like that with men, as far as I've seen like that. I mean, that's just to name a few people like recently, but there are a lot of women who don't. Mika, she don't really be going back and forth like that, like a man would. You know what I mean? There's a lot of these women that actually are feminine, and they don't be getting out of pocket on these panels. And so you can't really say, oh, we're equal on the panel. Yes, your voice is equal on the panel, but on a basic level, if you had that respect for men in general, then you would still treat them a certain way just because they're men. Just like men would treat women a certain way just because they're women. And a lot of women just don't like how they ends up being treated. But I mean, I'm just saying, and I'm not saying that, oh, men should pander to women. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that men in general don't talk to women the way they talk to men unless women start acting like men.
Of the luxuries that y'all get. Y'all don't deserve the right to vote. Y'all never died in a fucking war. Y'all don't deserve the right to really be doing too much of nothing. Y'all just were given privilege and now y'all running off with it. Y'all need to understand we aren't equals. I'm your superior. I'm here to protect you. I'm here to guide you and give you leadership and guidance. You want to be, you say a man need to align himself with you. How?
No, our values need to, like, let me answer you. You asked me a question.
Values.
No, you asked me a question. Let me answer it. And so you said we're not equals. On this podcast, yes, we are, because we're having disagreeing arguments and sentiments.
I don't want you to think that, baby.
Rhetoric. So we are, and that the immaturity right there. You think you can lead somebody besides knocking upside her head? Like, that's weird. Sit there and turn your lights off. Number one.
You know, that remind me of, I ain't gonna cap, that remind me of Mr. Logic. Yeah, shout out to Mr. Logic, man. Them old Lapeef days. Oh, man. YouTube will be a lot better with Mr. Logic back on. I'll tell you, they had that. YouTube used to be lit. I used to be tuned in, bro.
And so on this podcast, we are equals. Your opinion is no more valid than mine unless you have supporting evidence.
Or experience. Or experience.
I agreed with you on a couple of things that you said earlier today. That doesn't make you any that we're still equal.
It does.
With you, not because you were a man, but because what you said was right. And so
because of experience.
When you marry your woman, look, and you're you know, we are equals. We're really emotional right now.
No, we're not.
Yeah, we got those feminine qualities. Then I'm actually being.
Is he emotional or is he passionate?
It does.
With you, not because you were a man, but because what you said was right. And so
because of experience.
When you marry your woman, look, and you're you know, we are equals. We're really emotional right now.
No, we're not.
Yeah, we got those feminine qualities. Then I'm actually being a little bit more.
It's given femininity.
Yeah, okay.
I love that. You're channeling into your feminine energy, and I really do love that about you.
That was real.
Hey, y'all don't frame me. I'm new to this. I'm true to it, baby.
Crazy.
No. You turn your.
That's what I'm talking about. That's so disrespectful. That is so disrespectful.
Lights off, though. Like you said, turn your lights off, turn your lights down.
Them tactics that y'all trying to use.
Old temper tantrums.
Let's go ahead and
that's number one.
Let's go ahead and get a back and forth. Go ahead. Let's go ahead, 2K.
So okay, so it's
Sign language, man. Shame, insults, guilt, the need to be right.
When we were talking about the war,
Shout out
it's
to
funny
KS,
that
man.
the women that was here all disagree with it because they don't have the experience or they don't know what I'm talking about.
Let them
Are you a
finish.
soldier? Have you ever
Absolutely.
Cool.
11
Let him.
Bravo, baby.
All right.
I want to
Let me
know
do
his
this.
but I need to understand his
Yeah,
background and why
Let's
he
do
feels
this
that
then.
way.
Let's do this.
Order.
No
he a
clarifying
soldier?
questions. Let the point get out. All right. Let's just let the point get out, and then we can ask the question once he's done with the point. So I want to hear the retort to everything he's saying, not just half of it. Go ahead, 2K.
All right, yeah. So my credentials, 11 Bravo, United States military. That's infantry, front line of what you will call it because you never been to war. So when it comes to these type of things, I can speak this way because I have experience. Y'all were giving rights that y'all didn't deserve. So y'all just, you want to peace talk your way into certain things. It didn't ever happen like that. It did. If Martin Luther King wasn't marching on foot, getting beat up, y'all wouldn't ever get to celebrate none of the stuff that y'all get to celebrate. It comes with a sacrifice. So for when I say that men are superior, because we are the ones that they go on the front line. We are the ones that have to fight the battle so y'all can enjoy the luxuries that we got for y'all. And you got the nerve to tell me that we are equal, but when the bullets start flying, you somewhere in the back. Please. Be quiet.
Mm-hmm.
You do know that Rosa Parks, and before Rosa Parks,
she just sat down.
No, you just said MLK, and you.
I mean, there is a point. Yeah.
We are equal, but when the bullets start flying, you somewhere in the back. Please be quiet.
Mm-hmm.
You do know that Rosa Parks, and before Rosa Parks,
she just sat down.
No,
You just sat down.
you just said MLK, and you're trying to insinuate that.
She sat down. That's it. She put her
All right, so let's do this. Let's do this.
No, but like there's a no, but like
Hold on, 2K. So who's replying? Is Tiff? So I thought Love and Slim were gonna apply. Are y'all relinquishing the floor to Tiff?
I want to respond. Slim, you want to go first? Since you up there?
no, I just wanted to understand the background.
She meant
Like
yes.
I get it. Like if he's telling me like he's first infantry, we got Lieutenant Dan here that got PTSD and freaking out on all the women. I get it. You had to kill women and children for us, and I understand why women make you triggered. Lieutenant Dan, salute to you. I have nothing else to say. We don't have your same experience, sir.
That's so disrespectful.
And I apologize that the white man made you fight for a fake war and that you feel like you need to come on here and attack.
That is so disrespectful, man. This is what I'm talking about. Look, clear as day, this is what we refer to as a hyena. These are hyenas in rare form. This is crazy. Why? Like, first of all, all jokes aside, that man literally was on the front lines fighting the war. Like, that's not something you just crack jokes about and make lights of. That's something that just, as I've gotten older, that just would never sit right with me. Like, people like, you gotta show some respect because you sure wouldn't do it. You talking about some older white man made you do it. Like, what? The white man, well, you wouldn't, look, you couldn't do nothing for yourself.
The black women who love and support
so
you.
disrespectful,
I have
man.
nothing else to say. LT, you got it.
Okay, so I said,
Hold on, 2K, you got this response and one more, I think. So just
we not ever responding to Slim. You can keep going.
Yeah,
all right, go ahead, Love.
Okay.
Boy, that's so mature. That's so mature. You don't even get that hyena no energy.
So you said you went like this at the women. I'm on the bottom row, and I did say I agree with war. And so you're a poor listener, or unless it goes along with your narrative that you want to speak, you ignore it. So let me put it into the forefront of your face right now. I said I agree with war. I said how we go about it is different. We need to be very covert. So let's number one.
What they got to
number
do with the
two?
price what does that have to do with the price of tea in China? He didn't say nothing about women not agreeing with war. What does that have to do with anything? If I'm wrong, please let me know in the timestamp where exactly he said that they have a problem with war. He said that they're not gonna go out and fight the wars. That's what he said. Like, am I retarded? What's going on?
Also, I don't know why you brought up war and saying get your ass in the back. I said on this podcast, we are equals. I don't acquiesce.
That's what I'm talking about. It's a straw man argument. What response did that even warrant? Number one, that didn't even warrant. It's irrelevant. I hate when people try to argue or try to argue points that I didn't make. Like, I didn't say anything about you being pro-war or anti-war or nothing about that. It had nothing to do with anything. You just trying to piggyback off of what the hyena on the top row said. Come on.
To you just because you're a man. My opinion is just like yours, just as valid with supporting evidence, or it's not if I'm not supporting my argument. So we are equal on that. So you can't mix apples. Hold on now. Yeah, because you tried it. He's about to start talking. I want to help you out. Another thing, I want you to be very careful how you present your arguments, because you lost your argument when you sat there and turned your lights off and you threw a temper tantrum and started pouting because
Baby 2K is strapping up bombs right now. You better watch your mouth.
Earlier,
that nigga's setting up a bomb underneath that shirt. I ain't saying shit else, Tim.
You sat there and said to her, never mind, I forgot what I was saying. I don't want to talk anymore. I'm done. You throw temper tantrums. And I'm only bringing this to light because you say.
So hitting your light off, turning it off and for dramatic effect. I mean, come on. It's content. Like, come on, relax, bro. I hate when people do that. They used to do Mr. Logic the same way. It's content. Just because you're not creative enough to do it or you don't have, you know what I mean, it's not fun to you. Maybe it's fun. Maybe it's fun. That's not a temper tantrum. He ain't slamming tables. He ain't crashing out. He ain't throwing nothing around here. Quit trying to, like, ooh, sign language is vicious, man.
That women need to get beat up or smacked around so you can be leader.
Argue the point.
Or because you are the leader, when you have not demonstrated very evidentiary behavior on this podcast that you're a leader, you throw tantrums, which shows why you want to start knocking women's head against the washing machine.
He didn't throw it.
So you need to be very careful on your rhetoric. Go ahead, Ham. You want to ask you something?
That's bull, man. He did not throw a tantrum. Like, come on. Like I said, he's clearly just passionate. He's sitting there chill. He's just passionate, man. Like, come on. Ninjas are allowed to be passionate.
I'll say something.
No, I'm just because he got one more response.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, he got one more.
Thank you.
Hold on, 2K. You got one more. You got one more response. You got Tiff wanted to say something also.
Oh God.
Tiff, did you want to say something?
I just wanted him to clarify that it was only Black men that were a part of the civil rights movement.
Wait. What? Ma'am, where have you been?
One more
response. Okay, all right.
Yeah, you got one more.
Thank you.
Hold on, 2K. You got one more. You got one more response. You got Tiff wanted to say something also.
Oh God.
Tiff, did you want to say something?
I just wanted him to clarify that it was only Black men that were a part of the civil rights movement.
It wasn't. You know that? Okay.
All right. 2K.
What? Why? Boy, that just pissed me off. Why?
I think you can respond to Love, didn't it?
What, ma'am? What is that? What is that smoke you got in the background? What? Are you high?
Yeah. It's hard to explain to women what leadership is when a male figure wasn't present in their life. Okay, and I'm talking now, love. Oh so you just sit this one out, baby. All right, I'm a great leader.
Yeah, you need to go. You need to go. Turn your camera off. You need to go. Jesus.
A male figure wasn't present in their life. Okay, and I'm talking now, love. So you just sit this one out, baby. All right, I'm a great leader. I lead by example. I don't advocate for disciplining a woman for no reason. I'm not saying I had a bad day, you come home and you whop her head. But every now and then, that needs to be a little love tapping when shit get out of place, just as you do with your kids. Okay.
I said that at the beginning. I told you that's obviously what he meant. When they're talking about, and that's what Kevin Samuels meant. When we talking about domestic discipline, we're not talking about just punching her in the face because you mad or because you had a bad day or hey, you need to she tell you to shut up and you just whop her in the face. No, we're not talking about that. No, but when she disrespecting you, you know what I mean? Maybe just a little bop in the face. It's no different than how you do your kids. You want to act like a kid, maybe you should get treated like one. Shout out to Mr. Lego. But yeah, I mean, go over and run them third world countries and talk like how y'all do.
I'm in charge of you with my life, and I protect you with my life. There shouldn't be no reason why I shouldn't be able to handle you as such when there's a time that calls for that.
And you know what the killer part is? If you don't want to get the domestic discipline, then maybe you should just be respectful and not get out of line in the first place. I'm just saying.
So what Love was saying is just it's foolishness, okay? We aren't equal on this podcast. With me comes experience. With the experience come from a long line of generation for a reason where you can even talk out in public. If you leave the United States, there are very little places where you even get to have this luxury. You need to understand that a man put you in position to even have this luxury, and you talking about you are a superior.
A man, look at it. A man got Mrs. Tiff in the position to have that smoke up there clouding her brains to where she would ask that man such an irrelevant and unrelated question for no reason.
On the same level, we equal. Don't you ever
the same luxury that would allow Slim to disrespect the same military that's been protecting her and keeping her from being a prisoner of war. We all know what they do to women, and she's not that bad looking. Her attitude is terrible, but she's not bad looking. We know what they do to women in times of war.
Understand that. Now I know us men, we did such a great job of making the world so easy for y'all women that y'all think that y'all can do what we do because we made it so easy where y'all can push a button and do it. But don't ever get the line messed up, and that's what our ancestors will be the most furious about. The women are out of pocket. Y'all are out of pocket. Y'all traded us out. Y'all sold us out for some fucking food stamps, and the community been shit ever since. We need to get back to the times where y'all daddies were trading y'all ass off for livestock. Y'all can't pick the right man, the right fucking religion, or nothing else for that matter.
I mean, when you break it down like that, I mean, have women's choices actually been for their betterment? When you break it down like that, I mean, I'm just saying. Yeah, he's passionate. Yeah, he's animated. But is he really wrong? Is he really wrong? I don't know. One thing I do know is that I like the way, shout out to anybody who can handle those hyenas the way he did, because he ain't lose his frame. He didn't lose his composure. He didn't get out of pocket. There's a couple times where I might have lost my frame. I know I'm a human. God ain't done with me yet. But shout out to 2K. Shout out to 2K because boy, these women are something else, man. Hyenas be hyenaing. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. This is crazy.